Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Onte, man, and welcome to the Alpha Talk Podcast, episode 30. Yes, you heard it right, man. We're on episode 30 of the Alpha Talk Podcast, and honestly, man, I just can't believe, like I said in the last podcast, I cannot believe, I'm all the way this far doing this solo dolo and by myself and stuff like that. So, for this episode, I'm going to get kind of in depth about some certain things that have been on my mind this week, and certain things that I've been seeing with people, and something that I feel like everybody else could relate to and stuff like that. So, thank you for everybody for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that's been watching on YouTube, and thank you for everybody that's been watching on Facebook. I really appreciate it, man. I'm trying to get it out to more platforms such as Spotify, Overcast, Google, Apple, all that stuff like that. So just bear with me. Solo dolo. So I'm trying to get everything done. As of right now, I only have 3 topics for this episode, man, for episode 30. And I'm just going to simply say out the topics that we're going to talk about in this one. For the first one, we're going to talk about be hard to say no to. Most recently, I've been reading a book called 48 Laws of Power. So it's been kind of making me think about being hard to say no to is like something that I'm starting to learn by reading this book. But for number 2, I want to talk about stand your ground. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I'll explain once I get more into it. And the third one is recreate yourself. And I want to talk about this because this is what I've been going through in my life and stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with it. And make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And here we go. So basically, for the first one, I want to go talking to this one because I feel like be hard to say no to is something that is very hard for people to understand. And the reason why I say this is because most people don't understand that your posture, the way you talk, the way you shake your hands with people, the way you move and operate, or the way you just go by your day-to-day life, and everybody that you encounter with every single day, a lot of people pay attention to this stuff, and a lot of people pay attention. A lot of women, actually, for the men, a lot of women actually pay attention to a lot of this stuff that men don't actually pay attention to, like such as their facial hair or their body or the way they move or the way they walk. That's why I tell men, a lot of men, to when you walk, sometimes you need to walk with your chest up high, kind of have a little sway in your shoulders. So when women see that, they actually enjoy seeing that. Like for men, whenever you see a beautiful woman, you like the way she walks by the sway of her hips or maybe her legs or something like that. Like all those count for what it mean by be hard to say no to. And a lot of people just don't know the true ins and outs of being hard to say no to, because a lot of people just don't want to pay attention to their life like that. You know, some people just want to wake up and go by their day-to-day life and not understanding that you got to be hard to say no to. And it could be with anything. Like you got to be able to get certain things that you want to get by being hard to say no to. Like I always say that it's important to find people that are willing to help you and give you ideas. That way, if there's somebody that you look up to, or if there's somebody that you like seeing that is either good at filming or anything that you like to do, and a lot of people like to just copy people, but it's like, don't copy the person, just take some bits and pieces of what they do and kind of implement it with your ideas and stuff like that, because that way it'll be more natural. That way it'll be more authentic to other people who are seeing or viewing your craft or whatever it is like that. And being hard to say no to can be very hard to understand. And I'm learning it as well, but it's something that once you are able to achieve that, it can be a pretty useful tool in your day-to-day life. And I think it's pretty dope, and I'm learning myself, such as we had a current event happen last week. Last Saturday, if I'm correct, or I can't remember what day. Well, I think it was on a Wednesday, actually. Yeah, on Wednesday, as you may know, I live in Austin, Texas now. But on Wednesday, I got invited to a Joe Rogan comedy show at Vulcan bar on 6th Street in Austin. So, and it's the most craziest thing happened on how this day happened and how I even got invited to even go to Joe Rogan's show. I've never been to a comedy skit. I've never been to a comedy stand up show or nothing like that. But it's crazy because you always, watch Joe Rogan, you hear about him, or you watch his YouTube videos or listen to his podcast, and it's like, dang, I live in the same city as him, but when am I ever gonna see him? So it's like crazy because I got to work that day, right? And I woke up in a very good mindset. I woke up in a very confident mindset on how I'm gonna do my day. I'm gonna, make sure I'm positive all day, not trying to feel negative. I'm gonna do good at work and accomplish things and get things done the right way, right? So I got to work, man, and like for some reason I don't know. I just checked my pockets and I ended up having $10 in my pocket. $10 in my pocket. So from that point on, I told myself that I was gonna end up having a very good day, like a good day. And I didn't think like I was gonna end the night at the Joe Rogan skit. So it's pretty crazy because as I was working, they had these group of people come in and they were like talking and chilling, having a few drinks and something like that, stuff like that. And then next thing you know, they like come up to me and was like, hey, look, we have an extra ticket. Do you want to go to the Joe Rogan show? And I'm like, wait, what? Are you serious? You want me to go? I don't even know you. So it's like crazy. And then what she told me was, she was like, oh, well, I just seen you working and it looked like, you've been standing for a long time. It looked like you want to enjoy your day. So we went about it. And she ended up having an extra ticket for me and invited me to go with her friends and stuff to the Joe Rogan show. And then when she told me about it, I was just so starstruck that like I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, it depends on. I said it just depends. I get off at 8. The show is at 8, and so I was just saying like, how much do I owe you? And she was saying, you don't owe me no money. I was like, wow, are you serious? You just give me this ticket for free? She said, yeah. Well, one of my friends skipped out on us, and we didn't have no extra ticket, so why not? And I was just like, man, crazy. Oh, it's just crazy how the day like how it ended, because I literally got off work and went straight over there because it was across the street, and then met up with them, had a very wonderful time, got to see some really dope comedians, and got to see Joe Rogan himself do a stand-up comedy. And what's even more crazy is that particular show will be on his new Netflix series, because they wouldn't allow us to have our phones, which I think is pretty dope as well. So all that leads up to me saying, like, basically saying for anybody out there is like, wake up in a good mindset. Wake up in a good mindset. Dress to impress, or walk a certain way, or talk a certain way, or have that right demeanor in your eyes, or your the way you stand, because in certain ways for men, to get women, or certain ways to get certain things. It's for men, it's the way you stand or how you do certain things always matter. And a good way to explain is like when you're standing, or when you go to the club, or when you go to a party, what are most guys doing when they're sitting down? I mean, when guys are at the bar, most guys are sitting up on the wall, with their hands like this, or with their cup on their chest like this, always like this, and or they're like always just having like, they're always protecting their internal organs. But it's like, nah, you gotta keep your arms open, look right, show your muscles or something like that, or you gotta look a certain way, because if a woman was to walk past you and they see you at the bar, with your cup on right here, or you are closed up, or your arms are like this and stuff like that. So it's like, how can a woman talk to you if you're closed up like this, or you're closed up like that? So it all plays in the part on how men move, and same thing as women, how women move and how men move. You got to learn how to be hard to say no to, and that's one key factor that I'm learning myself. And like, a lot of people need to learn that particular thing. A lot of people are yes people. A lot of people are always saying yes. A lot of people are always saying like, yes, I'll do this, or yes, I'll do that, or yes, I'll come with you, or this or that, and the football bet. But it's like, you just got to be hard to say no to. Like, and if there's certain things that you want out of life, or certain things that you want, and something's always bugging you, or people are always bugging you, you just got to say no. Put it a no, just no. Like, I don't got time for this. I got to handle my business and do what I got to do. I don't got time to be, messing around with you, or doing whatever. You are always important to yourself, and I think people need to take that more in consideration to themselves. And so, I don't know. I think that's a very important topic for anybody, because anybody and everybody should learn to be hard to say no to, because it's one of the things that can get you pretty far in life by understanding that the way you do things and the way you improve yourself will get you certain things in life to level up, level up your bracket, And I mean, I wouldn't explain it to a video game or nothing like that, but like it's always about like leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself. You gotta level up. You gotta level up because if you stay in the same spot you always been, how could you possibly be what you want to be? And I don't know. That's pretty dope, man. And I think everybody should take in consideration about that and think about it. And if you want to check out the book about the Be Hard to Say No to, that and just read the book in general. It's the book of 48 Laws of Power. I can't remember the name, but I think it's behind me. Yeah, this is the book that I'm talking about right here. You can check it out. Go get a copy of it, whatever. But that's the book that I've been reading, and man, it's been very inspirational to me, and it teaches you about how to become a CEO over a CEO, and becoming a person that is a high level person. It can be a man or a woman, no, there's no difference in anybody. We're all one. Just it can be a man or a woman, whatever works. And the book teaches you a couple of things. I'm only on law number 10 right now, so I got a long way to go. But as of right now, man, it's very enlightening and very, very like, oh wow, it leaves you in a very like a mindset of like, dang, like, you didn't know about this certain things about life that you can accomplish, or certain things that you can get and stuff like that. So basically we're gonna hop into the number 2 topic. And number 2 topic is stand your ground. And the reason why I have this particular topic is stand your ground for men and women, especially for the women out there, because a lot of stuff happens that no one knows and stuff like that. But stand your ground, it can be meaning in a lot of ways. It can be meaning by like not getting bullied or not getting disrespected a certain way like that, because a lot of people would disrespect you in very harsh ways. It can be in a lot of crazy ways. Like it can be verbally, physically. It can be anything. It can be through text. It can be through on social media. It can be a person getting more likes than you. It can be more person getting more attention than you. Like all these plays in the part about staying your ground. Like that's how you are in your life. Like are you gonna tolerate certain things? Being in a relationship. For the people out there that are in relationships right now, being in a relationship, they're like, people don't understand like that, men and women, but most men don't understand that there's red flags. Women, like a lot of women cross red flags and don't, respect the man, and men also disrespect women, not understanding that even before the marriage or before the relationship starts, you need to be having discuss that, I have these red flags and have these red lines, and if you have a disagreement with it, then maybe we can have a discussion about it and figure out why I feel this way, or why you move this way, or what hurts you and what makes you feel a certain way. And that plays in a big part, and I didn't even understand that part jumping into relationships and stuff like that. Understanding the person, or understanding who you are as a person, because a lot of things happen to people, and it doesn't need to be happening that way. A lot of people need to stand up for themselves and be true to yourself before you can with others. That is a very hard motivational thing, that not motivational at all. I mean, a quote that I always used to have in my Twitter bio. Stay true to yourself before others. I don't know. People take it in a very certain way if they want to or not. But then, man, a lot of people don't stand their ground. It can be through social media. I mean, social media plays a big part in our role, in our day-to-day life. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's doing something on social media. And you can get disrespected by being on social media. Like, that's the whole idea of being on social media. A lot of people don't stand their ground throughout life, but also a lot of people don't stand their ground through social media. A lot of people like to get themselves bullied, trolled, or through all this tiring stuff through social media. People would get so offended by how many likes somebody get or how they look on social media. Same thing in person. If a man is walking down the street or something like that and he sees something, 9 times out of 10 he's probably gonna like it. I don't know, but it's the same thing. Like, a lot of people just don't know how to stand their ground and be who they need to be, and not stop letting people just run all over them, or stop letting jobs or whatever it is run all over them because that's not the whole point of life. Life is about freeing yourself of who you are and living the way you want to live without people trying to tell you how to move. You got to stand up for yourself and stand up for what you believe as a person, and understand what you believe as a person without just going out here with no knowledge about stuff, without knowing about what you believe in and knowing about yourself and understanding that I have this knowledge and I have enough power for myself to go out here and live my high level of life as a person, because that's the whole idea of life. Like I said, you need to be living your high level version of yourself. It's hard out here. Don't get me wrong. Life is hard. Life is tough. As I don't know what. Like, there's so many fastballs that can be thrown at you. But at the end of the day, you gotta, for the men out there, you gotta keep your chest high and you gotta live your life in a high level value of a man in your life. And that's 100% that most people don't understand. Same thing as women. A lot of women out here are not living the high standard of a woman. The whole idea as for a man is to be a woman's protector. A lot of men aren't out here protecting their women. We need to protect more of our women and take care of our children. I don't have children myself, but for the people out there that have children, you need to be taking care of your children and taking care of your responsibilities as a human being. That's more important than trying to flash and clout for people like that. That's 100% more important than trying to do that. I mean, yeah, I'm only 25 years old, but I'm understanding now throughout life, you gotta do this and you gotta feed off the energy with life. It can be negative or positive, but at the end of the day, you gotta stay positive. You're not gonna have to be positive all the time. You're gonna have your negative days. People are gonna piss you off. People are gonna disrespect you. Social media is gonna piss you off. All this stuff. But it's like, stand your ground, have a fucking heart, and live your life how you want it. If you want to take that leap of faith, cool, take it. You know what I mean? If you want to do certain things, do it. But understand that as long as you're standing up for yourself, as long as you're having a tough heart for yourself, as long as you know for a fact that I have this knowledge and the power of understanding what I believe in or what I want to do, it's guaranteed it's going to happen for you. I took a leap of faith, and as of right now, it's been tough, but your boy, it's been amazing, and I couldn't complain. I love it, and I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Onte for hopping in. I'm not sure if you're in the live anymore, but appreciate your boy for hopping in on the podcast. I appreciate you and everything, man. Appreciate the like and stuff like that. But as I was saying, man, stand your ground, man. Especially for men and women, dog. It doesn't have to be one-sided at all. It's for both. A lot of men and a lot of women are just not being who they truly need to be. A lot of people want to hop into relationships, but not understanding that you got to take care of yourself first. You got to become happy with yourself first. It took me a long time to understand that. This is my first time being single for probably the longest ever. I've been single now for 2 years, and I got out of a very relationship that was very uneven and not understanding, and I feel like it was just something that wasn't ready for yet, so it's just something that people need to understand, that you need to fix yourself first before you can try to fix the world or try to fix a relationship or try to become in a relationship and fix that person. Because if you're not fixed yourself, or if you're not standing up for yourself, or if you have a weak mind or have a weak mindset towards things and you're just not there yet, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Self-improvement is important, and I wish I can create these own crazy words and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna say self-improvement for now. But it's important, man, and it kind of sucks, when you see certain things, or you're improving yourself as an individual, and you want to help people, or you want to help your friends, or you help your family understand why you're moving like this, or why you're doing this, or why you're reading more books, or why you're working out more, and and the person just doesn't understand, man. It sucks, sometimes, because most people just don't understand or have that same mindset or have that same goal and mentality of where you're trying to get to. So it's all good, man, for the people out there that feel that type of way, or that feel some way, that wants to help people but they don't want to be helped. It's all right, man. Everybody's timeline and story is just different, As long as you're focused on yourself, eventually they'll understand, oh, snap, he's doing this. Maybe I need to hop on the train, So it's all good, man. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the third topic, man. And the third topic is recreate yourself. I'm going to say it again. Recreate yourself. So basically, with this topic is, what I mean by this is, I mean it more towards the men as wise, because for people, anybody actually who's been living like the life that they don't want to live, right? But deep in the back of in the back of your head, you want to improve. You just want to like you just want to live a better life. You just want to do something incredible, or do something that's and completely something you have never done before. So what I mean by this is recreate yourself in all types of forms of life that is possible. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, you just gotta recreate yourself as a person. Does that mean by moving somewhere, or that could be by you know not being in a relationship no more, taking a leap of faith, or doing some type of weird activity, or anything like that. It could be anything. You just got to recreate yourself in the best form ever. It could be by you going more to the gym. It could be by you going, I don't know, man. Whatever it is that you can do to recreate yourself, man, you can definitely do it. 100%. 100%. Like, it's possible. Like, if you got to take that time to spend 6 months to a year or longer, or however longer you want, to just go off the grid, no more social media, just nothing, man, do it. That's what you call, I'm just not a mainstream person anymore, and I'm recreating myself. Shout out to the people that's doing that. But it's kind of, when you have a business and stuff like that, and you're moving in certain ways, and you got to be on social media, it's tough. But, you can do the same thing. Whatever works for you, you just got to recreate yourself. Whatever it is, cleanse yourself into becoming the best you, or cleanse yourself, or whatever it is that you need to do to cleanse yourself. Because there's been times when I talk to myself where I'm like, I need to start praying more, or I need to start being more faithful. I need to start being more faithful to for the people out there, faithful to my religion. God dang it, not faithful. I ain't talking about that, but I mean by being more spiritual and stuff like that, and realize, come to the conclusion with yourself, and have that talk with yourself, and sit down with yourself, and realize that, like, I need to improve. I need to stop being broke. I need to stop doing this. I need to change my wardrobe up, or I got holes in my socks. I need new socks and stuff like that. Or I'm just not living the life I want to live. I see the life I want to live, but I'm just not doing it. And it's just like, a lot of people have that little voice in their head, that little Tommy, or the little Jerry, or whatever it is, that ghost, or whatever that's in your brain, just clickering, flickering every time you make these self-conscious decisions on what you want to do, or how you want to move a certain way. And it always tells you, like, no, you can't do this, or no, you don't do this, or something like that. And man, I just think it's very, 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 it's hard, but it's so hard. You gotta, like, be able to, I understand that you gotta block out that voice every single time, all the time. You gotta be able to block that out, block that out, block that out. And if that was what you have to do to recreate yourself, to get away from the negative thought pattern every single time that you sit here and watch it, sit here and think about certain things, then it's always important for you to recreate yourself and understand that it's time for me to improve. It's time for me to fix myself up, fix all the bolts and screws, get it all tightened up and stuff, and fix myself, or fix your relationship, or fix your finances, stuff such as me going through that and stuff like that. And it's important to just recreate yourself and become you. That doesn't mean by change your name or nothing like that. It just means by, if you need to go to the gym more, if you want to look right, if you look like you a little chubby or fat or anything like that, you need to go to the gym or get more cardio, man. Do it. That's gonna recreate yourself. By the time you get done working out, what are you going to look like? You're going to look like a totally different person. Recreate yourself into becoming the best version of yourself. And people don't know that. Like, if you're going to read more books, or if you want to go to school, what's going to happen once you engage all this knowledge soaked up in your brain? You're becoming the best version of yourself that you want it to be. That's what you call setting goals and examples for yourself to get there. It's going to be a rough path, like I said. This life shit is fucking tough, man, and a lot of people don't know how to, like, do that, and it's gonna be hard. And I just feel like recreate yourself in the best way as possible. Like, it's as simple as that. I don't know how to explain it much more, but I just feel like a lot of people need to do that, and I've been seeing too many people just doing certain things that needs to be, um, I think, more educated and more put out to people that, like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, we're in our 20s and stuff, but like I said, I'm 25. I got 5 more years, so I'm 30. So it's like everybody's timeline is just different, man, and it sucks to see that a lot of people don't want to like improve, and it doesn't sucks that a lot of people just want to keep living that life, But it's okay. Time will tell. People will improve. Things will get there. And I just want to say this is a very, very short podcast for today. These are only 3 quick topics for today. And I just want to run down through those and say a quick couple things, man. Because next week's podcast is going to be a very, very good one. I probably will do over a little 30 minutes now because when I was back in Dallas, at the studio, I could go an hour long because I had the studio, I had all types of audio and all that stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm only limited to down to 30-minute podcasts for now. But next week podcast will be a little bit more over 30 minutes until I get my actual whole setup going and things looking right with the lighting and all that jibber jabber stuff like that. I would just want to give a great shout out to everybody, man. We're on episode 30 of Alpha Talk Podcast, man. If you are watching on YouTube or YouTube, and you're listening on any of the Spotify, Overcast, or anything like that, man, I would greatly appreciate it, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for everybody that was tuning in right now, and you tuned in, left a comment, and you also liked, man. Thank you so much. See you guys next week. This is episode 30 of Alpha Talk Podcast. Peace. I'll catch you guys later.